It's an ML Sports Take brought to you by Welch and Company Jewelers. Shop the showcase now at welchjewelers.com. A lot of people screaming and yelling that we're going to be on strike in baseball soon. I wouldn't doubt if it happens. I could also see it not happening, of course. But, when the CBA runs out here this December, it's going to be on the table again, the salary cap issue. And the Dodgers are at the beginning of the conversation. I don't personally think the Dodgers are ruining baseball. I mean, I know they just repeated as champs. That was the first time we've had that since 2000 with the Yankees. I understand their payroll is way bigger than most. But here's the thing. The Dodgers are also smarter than everybody. They also have the fundamentals better than anybody. And they also sign a lot of these players at pretty good prices when they get them. Now, the Ohtani contract is crazy. The deferred money is bananas. I don't think the teams, Dodgers or anybody else, should be allowed to just defer that much money. Here's the problem I have with Major League Baseball. They implemented the revenue sharing a while back, and while you have the Rays and the Pirates and all these other mid to small market teams, they get that rev share. They don't spend all the rev share. And there's a lot of pocketing going on in between the rev share and the TV money, and a lot of the big money, TV money in bigger markets like the Orioles and elsewhere. A lot of these teams can have bigger payroll. So if you're going to put a cap on the Dodgers and the Mets and some others, you've got to have these other teams with a minimum spend. That's the only way to make this work. For example, if you said, okay, salary cap's at $325 million, I think the other teams below, they have to spend at least $175 million or $200 million. So then the gap is still 125 perhaps or 150, but it isn't, $325 million. There's no reason that the Pirates can't go spend more money on players to build around a Paul Skeens, who's one of the best pitchers in baseball. The other one being in the AL Central, the other Central, Tarek Skubal, right? He just won a huge arbitration case. Why can't the Tigers build around him instead of talking about, whether it's going to be a trade or it's going to be an arbitration or, if he's going to be a lifelong Tiger? Of course he should be a lifelong Tiger. I mean, you should just break the bank and give it to him. But the Tigers don't do that. Why don't they do that? They're still a very, very sizable market. I think that the low to mid-market teams are just as much to blame as the LA Dodgers are in terms of what the rev share is supposed to be, the TV deal. They just keep collecting billions and billions of dollars. Now, is it spread out like the NFL? No. Is there a salary cap like the NFL? No. But how about this? In the NFL, you want to talk about all this parity and every given Sunday type stuff. At the end of the year, end of the playoffs, in the Super Bowl, what have we had the last 26 years? We've had the New England Patriots get there 10 times. The Kansas City Chiefs get there 5 times. 15 of the last, 26 Super Bowls or so, 2 teams have been in there repeatedly. In baseball, we've had all kinds of different teams in the World Series. And if you want to pick a league like, go American League versus the AFC or National League versus the NFC. However you want to do it. Baseball has the parity problem. Think about that for a second when we've had the Chiefs and the Patriots in it that much. And we've had regulars over and over again show up into the postseason. The Seahawks are always there. Now they've won 2 Super Bowls and been to 3 the last 11 years. The Steelers are always around. The Ravens are always around. The Ravens have won a couple Super Bowls. God, I could go on and on. Even the Buffalo Bills, they've been knocking on the door, and they've come up short, but they've been a consistent playoff team, right? I mean, they've been to 6 straight divisional playoff rounds. You have the situation going on where in the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles have been there for quite a long time. The Lions now have sustainability. I mean, the 49ers have been there over and over and over again. And if there are a lot of those teams that are down here and there, they have one good draft or they pick up a quarterback and they're right back in it. So I don't know, man. I think that these low to mid-market teams need to spend as much as there might need there might need to be a salary cap in baseball, but I think that the revenue share is fine. I think that the way it's gone is fine. I understand that there's a $300 to $400 million discrepancy between the Dodgers and some other teams. However, some of that, by the way, would be the deferred money included. Maybe spend a little bit. And the final thing I'll say is this. When the Dodgers are going through all those pitching injuries some seasons, or they're going through a little bit of lackluster, like, it's 162. We don't really need to play hard every day, right? Yeah, it's not hockey where, they play every day and play hard every day. And if they're not playing every day, they're practicing every day, by the way, and they practice on game days, and you have to travel. Everybody knows my feeling on hockey players. Here's the thing. When the Dodgers are just kind of screwing around, maybe you could go win a bunch of baseball games and take advantage of it. and get better positioning in the playoffs. Just saying. ML Sports Take Care brought to you by Stanley Law Offices, Welch & Company Jewelers, Stumbling Monkey Brewing Company, and our great friends at Ken's Auto Detailing. Go get your car, truck, van, motorcycle detailed, and the winter protection. Still a couple more months of winter left in upstate New York, so go get that done at Ken's Auto Detailing, Brewerton, Cicero area, Route 11. And gift cards are available as well. Ken and his staff, the best in the business. Thanks to some select partner friends of the program as well. Kevin Rich, Jared Schwartz, James Oringer, Ed and Chris Duty, Bob Lindsley, the Swan family, and Dan Reynolds. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.